Get that ass spinning.
Farm 2, boy. I don't charge my audience either. Hey guys, what did you say? What did you want? Like $100 for a shot? Which is also amazing, Phil. Aren't you a recovering alcoholic, according to your own words? I never met a recovering alcoholic that did not fail in their recovery that takes shots for money on their live streams. I'm just saying. Oh, man. Listen. I love pot. Here's tip for Phil. Get a job, Phil. He also I think he brought up, too, that he's making more money than me, which, one, I don't care. Secondly, Phil, I've streamed like 10 times in the past, like, 6 months. You sure got me, Philip. Darn. Whatever am I going to do? Yeah, Phil, you don't stream, you don't make money, I know. So, thank you, Jonah, Neil, John. I see you. I was like, damn, I want to reply back to John. And then I was bouncing around all fucking day. You know what I got to actually do workouts? I got a Meta Quest 3. Meaningful angry men. I'm not even angry. It's just, this is exactly what did anyone not expect this? It isn't even a big brain thing. You didn't think with the shit I said yesterday that he wasn't going to react? Of course he's going to react. His ego is too fragile. Yes, we're watching a duty video or watching a memology video, and then we're actually, maybe there's one other Phil one, and then I want to get away from Phil. These videos may take the whole evening with how much he says. One of them is fucking 53 minutes long of May 1st action. Sue, how are you? Or, Sue, are you here? Thought I saw good, Sue. Depending on the brand, of course. Because there's a similar flavor to weed in grapefruit, so it would probably mask it completely. Well, they've already basically dropped Phil, which we knew they were going to do. And the funny thing is, he's so angry at me, but they practically if it was anyone else, they practically destroyed him, and he has no idea. And he's sitting there cucking like a fucking teenage girl that got broken up with in the chat. What are you doing? What are you doing, Phil? They're done with you. Move on, Phil. Time to find new friends. Why are you trying to get a reaction? It would be interesting if the interview happens, but I think he'll bail if he... Yeah, no, I bailed. You want to know why I bailed? Because the other idiots that are circling around him, I know what they want. No, thank you. He's also getting coached by people, which he doesn't realize that I know. No, thank you. What are you going to coach? What gotcha do you have for me? By all means, I'm curious, Philip. What zinger do you have for me? I'm the most boring fat fuck on the planet. Review, never remember to clear out your cache so your browser doesn't crash USA. I said how many times that I was going to do that? 7,000? Have I done it yet? No.
Look, I used to be the whipping boy of the internet. I used to be the one that everyone crapped on, and it was, like, fun to do.
All right, he's already, like, what's changed? Phil? They gaslit you. How do you he really doesn't see it. It's so sad. They gaslit you, Phil. You're a content cow for them. That's it. You still don't understand that. Their content is flat out parasitic. And then they'll move on from you, and they'll move on from me, and they'll go to someone else. That's what they do, and you played right into it, you idiot. You're so dumb. And the thing is, you refuse to accept that you were derped, man. And then you go into their chat, and beg like a teenage girl to try to be still relevant with them, to be in their good graces. And for a guy who's so worried about his image, Christ, you don't care if there's clout to be gained. All those morals, and Captain, I'm a victim of my own morals. You throw all that shit out the window if there's a modicum of clout that you can get.
Ever want to talk about you or anything about you ever again. Then he responds, oh yes, I'll come on your show, Phil. So then we start talking about it back and forth. And we basically...
Well, one of the things, other things too, was Captain Morality Police here, the internet's hall monitor, which I don't care. I would have had no problem, but it was just a bizarre thing to say from a guy who just got caught scamming his audience for years, where he was like, you cannot come on my show, and if I see that you are consuming any kind of marijuana, or did he say THC, then I'm ending the pod. I'm like, who the fuck are you? Dude, all right, like, that's like if you came on, or Phil, if I see you take a shot of gin or anything like you do on your show, like, but that's the narcissist in him. Like, oh, I have a one up on you because I don't take I don't take any pot. Why don't you pull another Hogan, Phil? Speaking of addictions,
as of 2 days ago, which I talked about on this very show, we locked it in that it would be sometime next week. We don't know exactly the date, and that's my fault because I don't have a set schedule of exact.
Yeah, and I told you I didn't care. Who gives a shit? Like, we'll figure out a time. That wasn't an issue.
Days that I stream, because my schedule fluctuates depending on my wife's work schedule, so we can align our days off together. So couldn't lock in an exact date and time, but it was going to be the date range of like the middle of the month, like around like October 16th, 17th, 18th, something like that. That's what we were doing, right?
Yo, I found your wife in a video game. Never mind. Stop.
And that's where we left it 2 days ago. But then many of you contacted me in that 24 hours since I announced that I was going to have Rich on the show and said, Phil, don't do it. Here's a million laundry list reasons why. It won't be entertaining. It won't be fun. It's giving him a platform and he doesn't deserve it. He's going to be...
Who said that to you, Phil? Even with my demise, you would still get less viewers than me. Where is the platform? And I don't fucking care. If you had 10,000 viewers, I don't care about numbers. But I'm just saying, what would I gain from being on your show? There's more of your detractors that like me now because I'm like, yeah, I'm not dealing with this trap. And it wasn't even you that would have been the trap. It was the other tards that you were in cahoots with. You think I didn't know?
Unprofessional. He's going to be high. He's going to say the N-word. I'm not kidding you. People even said that. He's going to say the N-word. He's going to do all this stuff.
Yeah, the same people that said I was going to use the N-word said that I was going to give you a computer with a keylogger. So, anyway. Dude, oh, could you imagine him interviewing Quantum TV?
Right? If you want that segment, I did it yesterday. Go check that out. I even highlighted. There's a highlight video on this channel. Has anyone ever called me the N-word?
The regular...
What?
What?
Prideful and arrogant.
What?
And he's about to drop the full-on hard R. Stickers.
Definitely missed something. 408, no. This stupid thing sucks.
Is this moron actually going by them to say that I... Yes, he is. Of course. Phil. Oh my God. I can't. Yes. I am... Guys, I'm racist now. Which I'm sure they don't even believe. Because look at the effect. They say it, Phil reacts to it, I react to Phil being an asshole. You see how the circle of life on the internet works? Anyway.
He's not going to be on your show, and there's a laundry list of reasons why he's not going to be on your show, and he went over all... I was like, wait, what? Hold on.
Yep, still hold to that list.
I have an open DM with this guy on Twitter where we're talking about him being on the show. The last correspondence we have is he's going to be on in the middle of October. He decided to live stream and make a public announcement to his viewers, but not to me, the guy whose show we're talking about.
What the fuck? Do you not realize you're on the internet? We're not working for a Fortune 500 company and we're top executives, Phil. Like, it's just who cares?
I really don't know what to say. Like, do you not understand what adults fucking do? Adults don't go behind each other's backs and me. They talk to each other.
Coming from the guy that watches detractor videos of other people when he's mad at other people watching detractors videos of him to get information. But this is what adults do.
Right? If you didn't want to come on the show, you say, all right, changed my mind, Phil, I don't want to be on your show. In the DM. You don't go stream about it to your audience.
No, you absolutely do. 100% you do. This is what we do. This is what we do, Philip. Why all of a sudden now, like, all right, dude, if we ever work at an office job together, I'll send you an email first, okay? We won't be talking by the cooler, so there's no drama. Is that okay, Mr. Burnell?
Make drama.
I'll send him a fax. Listen, man, I'll send him smoke signals. I'll go by a campfire and fart, and you'll see the cloud go into the sky.
No one watches my content anymore. No one supports my content. It's all over. Because you remember, you know, Kino Casino was going to turn on me, and they were going to turn me into, like, Terry, where they were going to drop the pig's blood on.
They did turn on you. There's literally video evidence of it. You're just too stupid to read social cues. You fucking moron. They literally ignored you and mocked you right to your face. How? Oh my God, you still don't see it? I hoped you would at least get the hint by now. They laugh right in your fucking face. They used you and dumped you like a log of shit out of their ass. There's literally a video by Mighty D which logged all of your fucking text to them, which they ignored in the chat. Your messages in the chat. And they mocked you. Both of them did. Oh, Phil's here with another zinger. Ba-dum-bum. What a fucking dork. Oh my God, he still doesn't get it. Oh man.
On me, on my head, and that definitely happened, right? And then
oh man.
On me, on my head, and that definitely happened, right? And then Keemstar was going to come on my show, and he was going to rip me a new asshole, and then I was going to interview Craig, and Craig was going to own me, and that was going to...
He did. You just, oh my God, he really doesn't. He's so delusional. Whoa, you are... He absolutely destroyed you, and I don't like Craig. Craig doesn't like me. The only thing that you... And the thing is, you were just being evasive the entire... You didn't wait for my email, but Phil, you had no email to give because you were scamming your audience out of tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's say 6 figures. Where you were saying you were poor, but you weren't poor. Your money was going to your gambling addiction. But you were... The impetus for people to give you money was, guys... I need to get groceries tomorrow. And at the time you were doing it, Secret Unlimited, which we now know was true, they were showing the transactions from PayPal, and they matched up the money that you were using on your Apple account or whatever, and that's how much it would be. You have no moral ground to stand on. That's why this triggered you so much. You are a scam artist that scammed your audience out of 6 figures, more than likely. We'll find out soon, I'm sure. And you decried poor to get them to give you money for your fucking addiction. I don't beg for this weed. It's my choice to get this. If I need to make more money, I'm going to stream more, which I need to do. There's a difference, Phil. We're not the same. You beg, and your begs were filled with lies. I don't beg. Anyway. Yeah, that was Adrian. That was kind of the goal, and it worked. I love it when Rich posted. Adrian, thank you too. Sword Logic. I see so many members here still, which is absolutely amazing.
And that was going to end me. Like,
yeah, Phil, tell me where I scammed my audience for years and got a bunch of my income based on a fucking lie that I admitted to. You said to that wrestling guy. He said, you lied to your audience for years, and you said, yes, I did. Anyone else would be canceled. You, sir, literally are a joke, and you defrauded your audience, and they admitted that you hurt them. You are worse, in my opinion, than the completionist. You are on par with Keffals. Actually, in some ways, you're worse. You scammed your audience, don't care that you scammed them, you kind of admit it here, and you even hint that you need more money. Guys, my HOA, which I've never heard of before, still haven't proven if it's a thing, but I'll say who allegedly, wants me to change my $20,000 worth of pipes. Again, like I said yesterday, I don't think you asked that, like, you need to raise funds for it. I don't think that you did, but how dare you talk anything about money, even if you aren't asking your audience about it, after what you did. Anyone else would probably have their YouTube channel shut down, or they would have to step away permanently. You being too stupid to realize what you did, being ignorant to something, doesn't mean shouldn't be held accountable for it.
All of these things in a row have just completely destroyed me.
How Rich had Keffals on how bad she could be. She's a fucking fraud and a piece of shit. She's a fraud. Phil, and you're worse than them. At best, you're on par with Keffals. You defrauded your audience. You lied about what you were using your funds for. They went to something, a lot of it went to something completely different. Obviously, you kept your lights on and shit. And here you are trying to be morally superior. You're a scam artist scumbag, and that's a fact. That's not even refutable. That's not even an opinion. You scammed your audience. You're a piece of shit by definition. Scammers are pieces of shit. You piece of shit. Did I say that out loud? I'm sorry.
As a man and a content creator, I can't face the internet anymore. Man, I'm a felted, crushed, destroyed individual.
I told you he was going to go on for a couple of... Tell me I don't know this man more than I should. He's still going on about the thumbnail. It's been about 2 minutes, hasn't it? Or maybe a minute. Let's say a minute. It's still a minute too long. You should have been like, oh, the thumbnail, it sucks. I told you. He's already angry at the thumbnail. Wait, hold on. I have nothing to hide. I'm not the person that scams someone or multiple people, of his fans, I should say, for years upon years.
Oh, yes. All those insane scams that I ran, right? The charity...
Phil, you just admitted on that Wrestling Guys podcast that you lied to your audience for years. You just admitted that. What are you on? This is irrefutable. This is out of your own mouth.
That I ran and said that if I didn't do a certain goal by a certain amount, I would donate the money. And then I didn't donate the money. And then when the fans called me out for it, I just sat there insulting them on stream and begrudgingly donated the money live to try to save face.
Oh, you're talking about that one dude, we'll call him R, who was going on and on in the chat because I was going to do goals later. He's talking about that. Phil, years upon years of lying to your audience, where you probably got 6 figures out of them, is not the same as that. I don't think anybody who loathes me with every fiber of their being, who has an 80-something plus IQ would say that the gravity of that is similar to the gravity. No. Imagine realizing you've been a prison gang loved by a whole mansion and holographically, fictionally sort. Yeah, dude, that's what I'm saying. Imagine you went through like all of these horrors in this dystopian world that, I don't know if it would be chemically induced or how they would do it, and you think you're suffering for like 50 years in a horrible prison, but it's only 5 minutes. Holy fuck, man. Yeah, what about your cat DLC? If we're going to go into whataboutisms. I forgot about that. Thank you. How much value has that cat actually added to your streams? Let's keep it real. It's like, well, I have a picture of her on the LED screen. And he ended up getting 2,000 for it. I know there is a clip with that like wrestling channel dude where Phil just flat out admitted that he lied to his audience for years for his own personal gain. Financial gain.
It shouldn't have been done that way, and now I know that. I know that the way that
Now you know that. Now you know at the tender age of 42 that you shouldn't have scammed your audience and lied to them about the actual reason. You shouldn't have even said anything. You should have just entertained your audience and not had to beg them for any reason. How about that, Phil? How about you don't beg and actually be fucking entertaining? Did you ever think of doing that? I know it's a wild thought. Don't beg. It's real simple.
that I did it was wrong, and I've changed my ways. Right now,
you haven't changed a fucking thing. See there, now I just look high, Phil. Why aren't you pointing it out now? Now I can't wait till we find out that down from the rafters how much money was there. Someone's going to confirm it. And once that's confirmed, if it's 6 figures, you need to shut down your YouTube channel. I'm going to just fucking say it. If you spent 6 figures on WWE champions and you were begging and decrying poor, you should have to shut down your YouTube channel. It's that simple. What's up, G-Fed? How are you? I'm just saying.
for the content.
Or have it demonetized. Why not? Someone else would. If we find out, again, I'm not going to do anything. I don't fucking care. As a matter of fact, I'd leave him the fuck alone. But I would be disappointed if YouTube did nothing to you. If you scammed your audience out of 6 figures. And someone's going to find out. Yeah, $2,000 goal. Like, I'm sorry, dude. That's really low. Like, we knew it already, too. But it's confirmed. Like, we know what you use the money for now. We know. A good portion of it, anyway. And you think that if you ended up spending, even if you spent $90,000, $50,000, and again, I always bring this up, you made it your audience's problem because you begged for money and you made your financial woes their business. If you just did this on your own and didn't beg for the money and go, woe is me, who the fuck cares? But you're like, literally someone was interviewed and June the King, he's like, yeah, I thought he needed it he was going through financial troubles, and then I find out he's spending a whole bunch of money on this game. Yeah, I was hurt by it. Literally, those were his words. You are a scam artist. You are a piece of shit for doing that. You have no moral ground. Yes, I've made mistakes. But nothing that I did compares to what you did. that we knew was the worst kept secret, but now you admitted to it.
And for the hype of the stream versus, oh, please, woe is me, help me. I get that now, all right? You know, I was...
You get that now. Even though, isn't there a video where he just did a whole bunch of begs? There's someone that actually counts as... I could prove all this wrong right now. You drive me fucking insane. Phil, I have receipts. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Fuck. Let's go back. Oh, God damn it, really?
Are we understand what adults fucking do?
He needed money, and he was using it for other shit like a fucking gotcha game? That's pretty fucked up. It's kind of worse than what the completionist did. We're kind of on the same brand as what Keffals did. Woe is me. I need this money. Let me use it for personal things instead, even though I'm telling you I'm using it for something different. You pulled a Keffals, Phil. Keffals is basically gone. Why are you still here? Because you're stupid? That's not a good excuse. Phil saying the word felt it should seem familiar to him since he had a gambling addiction, but he got felted for... I was actually thinking you were going to say something about him felting his own penis. Well, I always thought gotcha was like, haha, gotcha, got your money, but gotcha is actually a Japanese term where Asian men financially pound you in the ass. I don't. All right, now the weed is... All right, Phil, yeah. He's addicted to a fucking terrible gotcha game. Phil, he's still drinking. He says he used to be an alcoholic. No alcoholic I know, I said this very early in the stream, but no alcoholic that I know who's recovering goes back and has a drink. Intro guy has not touched alcohol, I believe, since 2018. Not a drop. So you either never were an alcoholic and you were lying about that, or you still are an alcoholic. Which lie is the actual lie, Phil? Pick one. Do you remember?
Do a co-op event that was like... Dark Side Phil here. The only detractor channel that I watch is Duty Streams.